The assistant behavior is soliciting sex from young girls. And don't forget, he did that while he was assistant DA. The assistant DA.
So, as target individual, you have people who are supposed to make you subscribe to these narrations. Anytime, and I've talked about it before, where anytime they can try to make you believe something, they're going to do that. Their job is to gaslight you to accepting things. I remember going to the subway, and I saw somebody who I believe maybe in mid-20s, I would say maybe 25, 26, between 24 and 26 years old. And not bad looking at all. And mind you, I'm maybe 31 at this point. I'm 31 years old. It's before I turned 32. I'm 31 years old. I look at her and I was like, oh, she's not bad looking at all. Now, you see this picture. Now, if I see somebody who looks like that, what they're gonna do is they're gonna try to make you think this person is underage. Now, at this point, they've tried to make me imagine so many people underage when they're not, because their goal is to try to get you to accept this persona. You heard this man, assistant DA. His name is Roy Moore, right? I hear this person. She's a perp, right? Her job. She works for the government, and she does these things where she's involved in this program in a way that is supposed to be manipulative and make you subscribe to personas. Obviously, I know she's a bottom feeder, and her job, where she thinks she's at war, is to make people believe these manipulations. Of course, if you've seen the person who's talking to me, you understand that this person is not some kind of investigator. Her job is to agitate and manipulate. And you can understand why somebody like her would feel empowered doing what she does. Now, I saw this person, and you can see she look about the same age as this person. Actually, she kind of looks a little bit older. But they're doing their best to make me imagine her to be underage. They've done it many times. This employer at GNC, where they're like really for like a week try to make me imagine her to be an underage girl, right? They did a lot to make me imagine that, and they make me imagine this and that. And I was like, yeah, I know it's this. And it's falsified. Now their job is to get you to accept these things. But unfortunately for them, I'm not subscribing. But not only that, it's like, you can't even speak about this assistant DA. His name is Roy Moore. And they're like, no, it's our money. So with your money, with your program, can you say the name of this assistant DA? You can't. Why is that? Because I know who put me in this program, but reality is that there's a man who picked up kids. You cannot say his name. And for me, you're trying to make me accept this false reality. And they are going through everything they can to disorient me into acceptance and falsifications of this reality. They're doing everything possible. But we're lying. Yes, not only you're lying, you're manipulating, you're falsifying, and you're creating false narratives. And right now, they're like, but in 2014, what did you know? You understand? So they're doing whatever they can to get you to accept these things. Let me repeat this. This is somebody who's an adult. They want me to imagine us underage. The reason why I'm using this picture is because if I saw this person who's 26 years old, right, in this Easter, it's a Tinder thing. She's 26 years old. If I saw her today, and if I actually saw her anytime, and I didn't know her, they would try to make me imagine her to be an underage. That's how they do these things. They've done this with people who were close to 30 years old. Some that were actually 30 years old, or some around 30 or something. That's what they do. And they do their best to get you to accept these things. To them, it's like, we proved it. Now we proved it. They work for pedophiles. They fill with pedophiles in these agencies that empower them to be the gods that can make them wrong, right? The gods that makes them feel this godlike power. And they want you to accept these things. Obviously, I know it's not true. I don't have no doubt. I'm confident. As a matter of fact, I know only. It's funny because as I saw this 20-some-year-old girl, I remember seeing a guy try to like flirt with her, just looking at her, try to play with her or something like that. Some guy who's also around her age. I mean, like 20s, mid to late 20s. And so you see these people who have no shame to say whatever. The bravery in their bravery is the shamelessness, is them the cowardness of what they are. Now, this person who talks to me, I think is even younger than this person they want me to imagine as an underage. They do that all the time. These people are in a world where reality is manipulated. And they try to gaslight you. So, oh, we're lying. They're lying. No, you're gaslighting me, and you want me to accept this false narrative. I'm going to say it the proper way. You know who's the pedos? Can you say his name? The person that you can't say because you didn't do it. His name is Rory Moore. Are you lying? Why can't you say his name? No, I know that your job is to do something else. You work for pedophiles. Reality is you do the pedophile type of torture and you force people to think in these pedophile ways. Now your job is to find anything you can to make me subscribe to this false narrative. Whoever they can try to make me imagine as an underage, they will. For example, if I saw this person, they will make me think that person is underage. That's what they do. To make me accept what's happening today. Because what's happening today is anytime I look at somebody who's a kid, or could be a kid, they're going to make me have some kind of perception or stimulation of some sort. That's the pedophile type of torture they do. So to validate what they're doing today, they force you to imagine whoever they can as an underage. I remember there was this, a while back, there was this person who was obviously an adult. She worked at some GNC place. They did for a week or so try to make me imagine her as an underage. Anybody, last time I talked about this Canadian American, like anybody they can try. Now I know this person is an adult, not only an adult but like mid-20s. But nowadays, if anybody looks at this picture, they're gonna make me imagine them as underage. They're like, no, but maybe it was one of those people. I was like, no, I remember when there was a bunch of like women that you guys were trying to make me look at and try to make me imagine. Even this GNC thing, the person, there's that, they've done it so many times. I remember even my roommates. If I had a roommate who's 25 years old, if I walked by her and then I didn't live with her, they would have tried to make me imagine her as an underage. Matter of fact, they tried to do it. At some point, they were like, "Oh, this person was like fake age. She was like actually underage that lived with you. We set you up that way." There is no law in regard to the level of shamelessness. They use this weak, low lies that feel this empowerment by wanting me to subscribe to it. Now, today things are different. Today, anybody who's a child of any sort, they will give me some stimulation. They force me to see kids in a sexual way. Any kids, from the babies to the older kids. That's what they do. And you hear this trash who can't say Roy Moore calling me nothing. Do you see fate? While you're here trying to make me, they are saying things like that. Found out there's a bunch of pedophiles from all kind of agencies, from DARPA, CIA, DOD, pedos, to the point where there's people saying, why is there so many pedophiles left let in this program in these agencies? You see how hard it is for me to speak because they try to counter that. They counter reality. And they're like, oh, we're wrong. No. You're not just wrong, but you are trying to make me accept a false reality. That's your job. I understand. You're not wrong in the sense that that's what you're supposed to be doing. And they're like, no, we proved it. Prove it by saying Roy Moore. Why can't you say it? I understand you don't have to prove anything. You just have to manipulate things. They've done this so much. And they'll be continuously doing it. The day they were trying to make me imagine this GNC person to be on underage. And I remember she's 17. This is obviously somebody who closer to 27. For a week straight. And I was like, oh, but no. And by the way, I gotta say, this person, they were saying she looked like I don't want to be graphic, but that's the thing. They try to get you to accept these things. And they're like, no, you know what? She's one of those people who looks like an adult, but they're not. Can you imagine? That's their proof. She's one of those people who, she's 17, but she looks like she's 25. To them, that makes sense, huh? You see, we proved it. This is also retarded. I'm sorry. They use these childlike people who are so the level of retardation is so sad. And you hear these people outside, woo, try to make noise campaign. They can't say Roy. I say Roy more, they run away. A pedophile that picked up kids as young as 14 years old. They're like, Roy. You know these people are run by pedophiles. They force you to think in any ways possible. They try to talk about, but remember in 2014 you did follow this person. Remember her? They're doing everything possible. Let me repeat this. Obviously that person was an adult. I know I don't have doubts. If I give her an age, I will give her 24 to 27 years old. You see that girl? That in that picture? She's 26 years old. I know if I saw her, you would make me imagine her as an underage girl. She's 26 years old, but you can make me imagine her as a 17-year-old. Just like you made me try to make me imagine this GNC person being a underage. People are coming out of the apartments and doing the noise campaign, telling me black girls trying to disorient me. This is what they do. So all my target individuals, their job as bottom feeders for this program is to make you accept these things. They tell me I'm gonna be bumming. They do, disorient you because they come up with reality that falsified. They want you to accept this false reality by bringing up things that they do. Yes, you make people homeless, including women. Yes, you torture women too, and children. Yes, you guys work for pedophiles. Yes, you frame people. I'd rather be a bottom than a bottom feeder, especially a bottom feeder for pedophiles. There's dignity in my death. There's the indignity in your life. Matter of fact, as I'm speaking right now, there's somebody who opened the door, being brave, cracking the door open and say something in the hallways. That could be the life I could be living. So to all my target individual, this is the life that you could be living. If I say Roy Moore, they'll run in the apartment. This is a pedophile that picked up kids, 14-year-old kids when he was 35 years old. Can you imagine the life that these people have to live right now? The indignity. Of course I'm going to be tortured. I'm showing them how embarrassing life is. To all my target individual, stay strong and never subscribe to these things. Stay strong. You could be living this horrible, embarrassing life that they live. Instead, you're living this painful life. This different type of pain, this indignity, and this humiliating life. Right now, they're using this trash, saying, oh, they are. If I went there and say, you investigators, can you say Roy Moore with your money? They are. No. You want me to subscribe to it? If I saw this person who's 26 years old right now, he will make me imagine her as an underage. Not even right now. If I even saw her before in any ways, you would try to